Give it up for the voice of Cell, Dameon Clarke. The voice of Vegeta, Brian Drummond. And the voice of Videl and Goten. Make some noise for Kara Edwards. Come on, make some noise.
Hey, look at our chairs. How you guys doing? Hello, everybody. Can we brighten these? Can we get these
I think we
higher?
get it lighter. Yeah, can we make it more blinding in the eyes? Blinding in my eyes. All right.
I love it. Here we are.
Here we are. Welcome, welcome. It's great to be on stage with you all again.
Thank
have an
you.
Opportunity to have a conversation with you, talk about your amazing careers, and of course your work in the Dragon Ball series.
Thank you.
But how's your weekend been so far?
Fabulous. Absolutely fabulous. First time in Richmond, Virginia. Did a fun ghost tour last night.
how was
history.
That's right, you did. 'cause
History,
I was
ghosts,
going to.
everything. You should have come with us.
So I paid for the ticket,
Oh.
and I was supposed to go,
You
and
forgot?
then like at the last minute, I was like, nah.
Oh, you missed some fun.
Well,
we got
no,
all
but
we got
were
our
you like
steps in.
15 minutes late, and you had to do another one
Yeah,
or
but
something.
then you-
No,
like,
well,
everything kinda
we were
went
supposed. They said we were supposed to arrive at 7:45, but what we were said to arrive at 8, which we arrived 8:01. The tour left without us, but there was another guy just starting his, who I think we got the better tour, had a small group, and he's like, "Join us." And we went with him, and he had a great history from New Orleans, so he told us a bunch about New Orleans as well. He's got tours he does there, but it was really fun.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah, it was just great. You know, ended up at the Poe Museum at the end, and we've got a lot of steps in and some creepy places, and then some great history about this city, which has a lot of
Wait,
it.
Poe is from here?
Not
thought it
from
was
here, but he
Chicago.
lived here he was here for quite a while. But and his mother's buried here, but he wasn't here all the time. But yeah.
That's really cool. It's great that you actually got to leave the convention and actually see some sights, get to see the city. Did you guys have any like spooky encounters while you were on the ghost tour?
No spooky encounters, and I'm not the best guy probably in the group. I'm the skeptic. I'm like, okay, but there was some vibes, I'd say, and there was one area where we were where it just felt really heavy. And there's some terrible history here with slavery, and we went to it was called a slave jail, and the space that it was originally set up is still marked off, and heard some stories about that. But almost everybody, when we walked into that area, there was a weight, like it just changed. I was like, wow, the vibe here is like really bad stuff happened. And it's like, as soon as we walked out of it, oh, okay, it's a little bit better, but we didn't see any specters anywhere or ghost cats climbing on the walls, but there was energy that was less fun than other areas of the tour, I'll tell you that much.
Well, I'm glad you guys got a chance to have that. That sounds like a lot of fun. I love ghost tours and stuff like that.
It was great. A bunch of us. There was like 8 of us.
Speaking about energy, I would love to speak about the energy that you all brought to these iconic roles.
Segue.
Booyah! All right, so when you first got these roles, I wanted to know just if you understood the impact that it would have, especially now. It's been so many years since you first got these roles.
No.
Absolutely not.
Yeah, you started it, but it's never in
You
a million.
started it, Brian.
Well,
Your
yeah,
fault.
he was in the beginning, but no. But that's been one of the best parts of being in this show is we've actually gotten to watch it grow from something that was like a cult following into like now we're in the Macy's Thanksgiving parade. So it's actually like, and I can almost define my career by it, where in the beginning it'd be like, oh, you're a voice actor, name something you've been in, and I'd say, there's a show called Dragon Ball Z, never heard of it, and now like literally, nobody anymore when you're like Dragon Ball Z, they're like, oh wow. I got in a lot of trouble recently because I was doing an interview. And I had this question, and I said, and now we're like SpongeBob, we're My Little Pony, and oh my God, the internet ate me alive. I'm not comparing the show.
It's like the Beatles when they said they were better than Jesus.
You
really got into some hot water
were,
there.
Like, really upset that I said that.
You gotta
And I was
watch your
like,
mouth, Kara.
I mean the recognizability. I'm not referring to the goodness of the shows.
Yeah, no, it's clearly, I don't know if anyone in this room was born when I started voicing Dragon Ball Z. 1995, I was a little young 26-year-old whippersnapper.
That's the year I graduated high school.
1995, and nobody that auditioned for this show at Ocean Studios in Vancouver, BC, had any idea what it was about. I didn't know who this Super Saiyan, what is he called? What's his name? Vegeta from the show's called Dragon Balls. No, you say the Z, you say it separately. Oh, I thought it was Dragon Balls, because it was all kind of written. No, Dragon Ball Z, and it's Vegeta, and okay, whatever it is, and he's an alien? Yeah, he's an alien. But he looks like a person. He's an alien from his own planet. He's a prince. He's arrogant. He's a psychopath. Okay, come up with a voice. Good. And I did. And that's the one they picked. And Chris Sabato does it now. Is phenomenal. Good friend as well. And
he's all right. I mean,
I love him. He's a great guy.
I mean, let's not get crazy.
He's what?
Let's not get crazy. He's all right.
He's all right. Yeah,
he's okay. No, he's great. Okay.
He's like nice-ish.
He's awesome. He's awesome.
But yeah, very fun. But like you said, zero idea. It was anything other than another gig that I got paid like $2.65 per line to do. And here's the fun story for a union show, because we're a union performer in Vancouver. We were paid by the line to do dubbing, and that's what this show was. You dub the line, meaning you say it after it's been animated. So we were paid by the line, not hourly, by the line. And at that time when we started, and the whole industry changed because of this for dubbing, we were paid for speaking lines. Anything that wasn't a line of dialogue was considered walla, which just means background sound or other sounds. You weren't paid for that. Just the lines. Wow. Dragon Ball Z is a lot of things that are not lines of dialogue. Power-ups, screaming, fighting, fist throwing, getting hit. Like, it's crazy amount of sounds that were not considered any line of dialogue. We weren't paid anything for all of that. The over and over powering up. So I would do, hours of a session, 4-hour session, and be like, wow, I made like $80, right? And I was here just screaming my guts out because all of the extra screaming we weren't paid for. But shortly after we started the show, there was a bit of a performer revolt, and people were like, these are performance lines. How do we not get paid for this? And the union actually changed the entire agreement for the next time it was renewed, and now those are considered lines of performance, and we're actually paid for those in dubbing now. We never were, all because of Dragon Ball Z.
Okay, but it was different for us because when it went to Funimation, it was then non-union.
Yes.
And I'm trying to remember what our hourly rate was back then, but it was an hour.
It was like
less. It was like $25. No, the original, when you were new, you had to work up to, like, once we were in it for a couple of years, they're like, okay, we'll move you up to 50. But it was something like $25 or $28 per hour. And yeah, you would, and because we were recording to VHS tape, and we weren't, digital editing did not even exist. Everything was analog. So the sessions might take forever, but we were doing like 7 and 8 hour recording days of just screaming.
And they used to lock us in a hot car with the windows rolled up in the parking lot in Dallas, Texas, which got to about 115 degrees.
Yeah. And thus sells
hours in a Walmart parking lot. We have to stay in that car.
He's not far off. We were in a bank. The original Funimation was on the fourth floor, second floor, or something.
It was weird.
But you would go inside of a bank and then go up to whatever floor it was, and there was one vocal booth, and it was not ventilated, and it was in this one tiny little room. And what would happen is it was Chris Sabat and Justin Cook.
Sally Struthers was there in the corner.
Yeah, literally.
Talking about with a 1-800 number.
For 15 cents a day.
Literally.
You can help a struggling voice actor for the price of a cup
wild.
of coffee.
But no, the amount of work that we did in those 8 hours, we actually probably worked for like an hour and 15 minutes. Because what would happen back then, Chris Abbott, all of those guys smoked cigarettes. And so you would work for 15, 20 minutes, and Sabat would be like, oh, I think we need to take a cigarette break.
Smoke break, kids.
Smoke break. And so we would all go outside, talk about our lives, and they'd be like, well, a couple hours have gone by, we should get back to work. And we would go back in and record for 30 minutes and be like, yeah, I need a smoke break. And it just kept happening over. And do you remember that?
Pad in the session, 20-minute smoke break for every hour of work.
Absolutely.
And then they start to, let me tell you, it is not that way anymore.
No, get to work.
Yeah,
on,
now
kids.
it is like, how fast can you get this done? How efficient can you be? How many takes do you have to take? It is like, get in there, get out there, no smoke breaks.
But it's mind-boggling that we're still talking about this 30 years later. It's crazy.
Crazy.
I mean, it definitely is. I mean, the show continues to, I just started watching Kai with my son this past week, and he's 6 years old. I'm like, it's the perfect time to get him into it. He's already watching like episodics, and he can like sit through a full show. So I'm like, let's watch some Dragon Ball Z Kai, and he's digging it. So I'm super excited about that.
Kai was mind blowing because when they came to us and they were like, we thought it was over. You guys, like, we're done. And like, I'm not even in GT as Videl because I was living in North Carolina at the time, and Sabat was like, we're done. Do you really want to pay to fly in and do this? And I was like, nah, use Susan Huber. She was a friend of mine. And then, like, when they came to us with Kai, they came back and they were like, so we're doing a new series called Kai, but it's the same series.
Just less grunting.
But like less grunting.
Less fighting.
But we're going to do the whole thing again. And it was like, we were going to do it again?
It was a good idea, though.
But then we recorded it, and then we weren't allowed, like, they didn't release it for years. And we weren't allowed to talk about it, so people would come up to us and be like, do you think you guys will ever do these characters again? Well, we had already done the characters again, and we had to just be like, yeah, I don't know.
I don't know, maybe.
I don't know what's going on. And then Super came, and then all these movies, and it just, like, mind-blowing.
So what's that like, the anticipation of knowing you already have a project in the can, but you can't talk about it, but you know it's going to probably be one of those shows that sticks around for a long time?
Oh, it's super exciting because I know I went through that with Fighters. For like 2 years, people kept asking, do you think Videl will be in Fighters? Well, I had already recorded it. And you're bursting at the seams because I'm like, you guys are going to freak out. And you get to choose her hairstyle. So I knew all of this. And no, you just have to be like, man, I really hope it works out.
Dameon, same question for you.
What? I wasn't listening. What's going on?
Sorry,
I zoned out for a second there. I was staring at your hair, which is amazing.
Thank you. It's a spring. Boing.
It is.
The question was...
I wish I had that hairline.
We could trade. If you give me a foot of your height, I'll give you the hair. If I could be just a little bit
I don't know how we're going
taller,
to pull this off, buddy, but I'm into it.
The technology is there. It'll meet us there.
What was the question?
My question I wanted to know was, like, what is it like knowing that you're sitting on a franchise or a show? It's already in the can. It's been recorded, but you can't talk about it. It has to feel like crazy to not be able to tell people, I'm part of this awesome thing.
I think we're just so used to saying, we can't talk about it at this point. You know what I mean? It's just autopilot. Even if we can talk about it, I just say I can't talk about it because I'm just so used to it at this point. I've had my hand slapped a couple of times, and you don't want that to. It's not fun.
Yeah, these panel things did not exist 25, 30 years. Like that wasn't a thing. So now it is a bit of your brain goes through how many NDAs did I sign? Yeah. Am I allowed to? I don't think, and you just get used to going, if it's not on yet, I just don't even talk about it. Yeah. Even it might be announced. Someone says, yeah, they already announced it in the Hollywood Reporter. I'm like, did they? Oh, okay, well then I will say. But until I sometimes even see it, it's coming on Netflix next week. I just don't say anything.
Those penalties can be severe.
Yeah,
people lose their jobs over that stuff.
Mean.
Yeah,
it wasn't like that with Dragon Ball Z for me because it was too long ago when I started it that you didn't know it was going to be something. Yeah, if you let anybody know Dragon Ball Z is coming out, I'm like, I don't even know if anybody's going to even like this. Yeah. It was like that for Sonic when I got Eggman in Sonic Prime recently. I had done Knuckles years ago as one of his first voices in Sonic Underground, and everybody knew Sonic Prime was coming out, and they listed who some of the cast members were, but not who we were playing. It said starring Brian Drummond and all these things, and everyone thought, Brian's going to be back as Knuckles, but I wasn't. And they're like, boy, it must be so cool to be coming back as Knuckles. And I'm like, yeah. I'm like, I can't say anything. I'm not Knuckles, I'm Eggman now. So that was weird, how to sort of lie but not lie. I don't know, it's hard.
Well, you mentioned you've been doing these panels for a long time. Do you remember what it was like at those first panels when, the show really started to take off and get steam behind it?
I was just thinking of, remember when Sonny Strait used to drive the Hummer all across America?
Oh my God. I never did the Hummer tour.
There was a Hummer.
I never jumped,
like an H1 Hummer, and they put Dragon Ball decals all over it, and freaking Sonny, who's Krillin, used to drive this thing, super comfortable, by the way, through just all over North America.
I love that Krillin has a Hummer.
And we would be in malls. We would do like shopping malls. Yeah. We're like,
Krillin would have a Hummer. That's perfect for him. Yeah. The biggest car.
overcompensating like crazy. But we would go like to malls and stuff, man. And it was pretty wacky.
Well, and it's changed so much. It's like it's the conventions as a whole have changed, because in the beginning of conventions, they would bring you out and you just got like a little fee or whatever, and you might sign autographs for an hour for free, and then like you'd have a couple of panels, and otherwise you got treated like an actual rock star. Like we would eat at the best restaurants, and they would take you on a tour of the city, and there was all these like red carpet rolled out, and boy, that's shifted. Like when the Comic-Con style started, where it's like, no, now you're at your table. There's no carpets. There's no.
Sit down, stay at that table, work hard.
You're lucky you get your flight, and so that has been a big shift, I think.
Did you ever hear that story about when Sabat and I and Sean and Eric went to New Orleans and stayed at that dude's house?
Like, okay, who would have
Stayed at
put
a
you
fan's
guys
house?
together? That sounds like an actual.
We were lied to. So this guy's like, we got like a mansion for you guys to stay in. It's going to be great. I'm going to paraphrase the heck out of this. And so we get to this guy's mansion on his land. And he just steam cleaned the carpets, and we were lying. We were sleeping on the carpets. So it's like squish, squish on air mattresses. And then the next day, we all like get up to take a shower, but he didn't want us to use a shower in his bathroom because that was the master bathroom. And then the drain didn't drain. So we're all standing up in water like up to here. It gets better because then we go to the high school, of which there are, this is New Orleans, and there are many metal detectors. Not a great start to that. A lot of chain link. And then we get into the gymnasium where we're signing. And not everybody got in, so there was some pissed off people. So they lit it on fire.
Lit what on fire?
Oh my God.
The gym. Dude, I wish I had more time to tell this story because there's a lot of details I'm skipping right now. But
never heard
sitting.
this.
Yeah, dude. Well, first one of the gym signings was they rushed the 2 days of this, by the way. So the first time we had they bum rushed the picnic tables that we're signing at, and they pushed us against the wall. And now the thing is here, and there was like hundreds of kids, or at least a couple hundred kids. And I'm like, this is how we're going out.
Crushed to death
first
by a
day.
picnic table.
Yeah, everybody's like, they're pulling the kids off, and it went to freaking bedlam. And then the second day is when we went to a different gymnasium where it was like, no, it was like more like a theater hall rather. And, they had like the stadium seating, and we were kind of on a stage. And there was people outside that couldn't get in, so they got pissed off, and they lit the outside of it on fire. And the fire department showed up, and they're like, you guys, let's go. Let's go.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And then we realized that Gen set this up, by the way, and then we realized that this was a pro bono thing. That we weren't even.
You almost died for free?
Oh, wow. It was like, yeah. We had
Wild
Gen
West
on the
of conventions.
phone. Oh, yeah. It was, yeah, that's just a real truncated version
Oh my God,
of
that beats I mean, I had some bad experience.
It was
That
nuts.
is like on another.
It was nuts.
I did when it was me and Chris Sabat and Kyle Abear, and I feel like maybe Jason was there, Liebrick, and but we got brought out to this convention, and I guess they had never advertised it because not a single person showed up. Like it was like completely empty, and there was a program that they had made. And like the daughter of one of the people volunteering came up to me with this program and was like, would you sign it? And I'm like, yeah, I haven't even seen this. And I'm flipping through, and like everybody had these like giant bios, like, oh, here's all their stuff of their career. Here's everything they've done. And when I flipped to my name, it said, Kara Edwards has spent her career working alongside Christopher Sabat.
Wow.
And the feminist in me,
I think Chris wrote that.
Like Chris.
Without him, she's nothing.
Oh,
Are
he
you
would have loved
kidding
that.
me?
He should have framed
Chris
that.
was taking pictures of it and sending it to everyone we had ever known. Actually, I will tell you, that is one of the only times I've seen Chris Sabat even be like, oh, Kara's gonna blow. And so he was like, oh God. And so I was like, okay, guys, come on. Like, do not insult me. Like, I was so mad. And so their apology was they gave me a bottle of wine.
Let's shut this chick up. Give her some wine. Chicks
Get her
love wine.
drunk. Just get her drunk. She'll be fine. It was so appalling. But I remember that week and like as we're going to the plane, because that was another like one of those. This was early on. Like, here's your whatever it was that they gave us money wise.
Here's a bottle of rosé, sweetheart.
Yeah,
Sorry
just
about that.
Go on with yourself. And I remember Sabat was like, take us straight to the bank. We're going to cash this check now. He's like, I don't trust that this is going to go through.
I love the
funny.
direction this panel's taking because this is an Animate X Nightmare weekend.
Yeah.
Brian, do you have any horror stories from conventions?
Horror
past?
stories.
Yeah.
You know,
Well,
there's
just the getting paid by the line in Walla is a horror story.
I was like, that already went
that's
to
all of
the
the
insane,
horror.
all the
dude.
screaming is completely free. And that was all we did over and over again. So it was, that's a horror story.
That's a
for
horror
sure.
story.
Yep. I've only lost my voice twice, and once was Dragon Ball Z.
Wow.
They almost killed the entire male cast of Dragon Ball Z in New Orleans by lighting a gym on fire.
Yeah, it was something else. It was
That's
some
a story.
it was
The
something.
front
I
of the
want to
paper?
hear that. I want to hear this story like
It's
Full version.
I want to get
Dude, well,
you all
so
together and
the
tell this
promoter
story.
was this guy. I can't remember his, but he was like a karate man. He was just everything he said was just not true. And I'll tell you later because if I keep talking about it, I'm going to say something I
Fire
shouldn't.
away. You must have another
Yeah.
question for us. Yeah.
I got a few. I just want to talk about, you guys have all been in the business long enough to have mentors or peers that influenced you. What fellow voice actors or actors gave you the most unexpected inspiration? And if you can recall any of those moments or stories.
I'll go first so we can go down the line because mine's immediate. So Kyle Aber, who's the voice of Gohan in Dragon Ball Z, he and I had a radio show together on Radio Disney way back when it was the Squeegee Hero show. And Disney would send us out to the parks to interview people. And it was Wayne Allwine and Russi Taylor who were the voices of Mickey and Minnie Mouse. They were married in real life. And we got to do the show with them a number of times. And I remember, like, every time we were with them, Kyle and I would leave and we were like, that's what we want to do with our lives. Because you could just see the joy and the, like, and so no question, they're the reason Kyle and I are both voice actors, because that's what we were chasing the whole time. They have both since passed. And I've met both of the new voices, and they're incredible. But that was no question; those were the mentors for us.
Wow. I went to theater school, graduated theater school in Vancouver. I was doing film and TV, and didn't really know voiceover was a thing. But you're always trying to make that extra buck as a performer, any way that you can be working on something. And my agent said, "Well, we've got this thing. It's some voice thing that maybe you want to do it." And it was a G.I. Joe series, and they needed someone who was sort of a Clint Eastwood kind of sounding guy. I thought, I think I could do that because I loved Clint Eastwood at the time. And I booked this role, one of the leads on it, but it was on with Gary Chalk and Matt Hill and Ian Corlett, all these sort of superstars of legends of animation in the Vancouver area. And I've since met Maurice LaMarche when I did Inspector Gadget with him, and Tara Strong on My Little Pony. There's just a bunch of those Eric Bauza, Canadians I knew that I knew could really bring it, and then I was like, I can do it too. I don't have to be, a D. Bradley Baker, those guys that just seem like untouchable. I'm like, no, there's Maurice and Tara and Eric Bowser and Gary Chalk, and those were people that I really looked up to, and my career kind of took off when I thought, well, if they can do it, I think I can do this too.
That's awesome. Dameon, same
Gary
question.
was really supportive. He was kind of
Yeah.
which is interesting because his bombastic, very confident nature that he had, but he did a lot for a lot of actors. If he liked to, if he saw something or whatever, which is not obviously common, right?
Well, and it's even just
He
watching.
didn't have that competition
When you have a chance
vibe.
to be in a room and watch them work, because I did
Yeah.
a lot of prelay when you're not like dubbing when you're by yourself, but you're in a room with the full cast, and I was just kind of in awe when I'd see them, just be, Gary be reading a book quite often, and then in a second he'd be up to the mic and just put a character on and blast through his dialogue and tons of choices and sit back down and back into his book, and I was like,
Yeah, it's second nature.
that is just like, how does he just jump into it like that? And that's where I learned most of what I do now is from those superstars.
mentor, I guess, person that got me into the business is a mutual friend of ours, Dale Wilson.
Dale was on that series.
Another legend, yeah. So he got me into acting when I was 10 years old.
Oh, wow.
And just kind of brought me. If it wasn't for Dale, I would not be doing this, which I'm resentful of. Because I could be doing
Never
something
forgive
else.
It's Dale's.
No, it's
Rest in
weird.
peace, Dale.
It's so weird, indeed. It's so weird that just to think that somebody that was dating my sister that just completely chartered the course of my life, right?
Wow.
Because he had his agent, and then we meet Dameon, and next thing you know, I'm doing a movie of the week with William Shatner and whatever, and it starts there. And my whole life has just been filming TV from that point forward. But yeah, Dale Wilson, who also did the voice of Cell in Canada.
Yeah.
Is that one of the things that you would say you miss most about the old way of recording, that everyone would do it together rather than everyone now recording by themselves? You don't get the same camaraderie or being able to just feed off other actors in the moment?
Yeah, it's totally different. Yeah.
Totally different. I mostly do prelay. The only time that changed was really during COVID.
But even prelay now is not always together.
It isn't always. I do, like right now I'm on a couple shows and I was just in a room with 10 people on Ninjago the other day, like a whole cast is together.
I haven't done that in so long.
It's still happening, and if they can make it happen, they do. Sometimes there's a few people not there, but any opportunity that we have to do a full group recording, we'll do it, and it's the best. Like you play, and even on the breaks, you're talking about whatever he's doing. That camaraderie is just so different than. It's fun when you're dubbing, but it's still just sort of a high five.
You don't get the reaction from the dubbing either, unless you have that line of dialogue
To react off of, yeah.
before me. But that's not always available.
If you're the first one in on an episode, you don't get to hear what anyone. you don't know what the other delivers are like. But prelay is really something else. There's a lot of the work of the directors on these shows that we don't give enough credit to, that put together all the different reads that we do and make the show sound as good as it does. The engineers and the directors they should take a lot of credit for that.
It's definitely one of the things that I miss the most about live auditions and getting to build a rapport with the casting director. Now everything is self-tape, and there's no, like I said, there's no rapport between you. You can't really have an opportunity for them to say, yeah, try it a little different. It's just like you send it in, and that's
self-tape garbage. I'm out.
Yeah, I couldn't name an actor that says, I much prefer doing it all by myself.
Nope. And who do you have in your life that you could just, get over here and help me with this? You got like 4 auditions a week, and you're putting yourself on tape 4 time, whatever. You're gonna run out of people quick.
Of course. Yeah.
So now you're working off your cell phone. Like you ever do this? Like you record the other person's dialogue in your cell phone, but it's still you.
Yeah.
And you put that there, and then you're like waiting for your thing, and you jump. It's just the most bullshit. It's so inorganic and horrible. Ugh.
For on camera, for sure. And voiceover, it's a little different because
Well, but even with the
still
gamings,
no
when they're wanting facial capture on the games, and you're doing a game audition, but then they're like, but can you film yourself doing the game audition? But they don't want you just filming yourself.
I think that's lazy casting directors.
Huh?
It's lazy casting directors.
And it's so awkward because also games. It's just very strange. It's all very strange.
Like if you're casting a movie, you're producing a movie, I don't want to see that. I don't want to see somebody doing what I just described. That's insane to me.
Yeah.
What is that showing you? How well you can try to navigate this bullshit situation? That is ridiculous. Like, call the people into the office, do your job, record them, give them feedback, whatever.
Yeah.
And that's just gone. So I'm not really talking about the VOS quest so much, but I'm just like, I'm just so mad.
All right, let's see if we get some Dragon Ball questions from the fans out
there.
Yeah,
any questions.
Yeah, we got about 10 minutes. Come step up to the mic.
Deepest, darkest secrets. What do you want to know?
Come on up.
Run!
All right, we'll get as many questions
as we can. Is that Videl?
It is a Videl.
I know where this is going.
Great cosplay.
Hi. Thank you. My question is, if you could voice any other character in Dragon Ball, who would you play?
OG Vegeta.
Goku, because boy does he do, you should see his lines. No, actually, there's not another one. I'm totally content where I am.
This is for all of us.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Oh, wow. No, I'm sorry. I was Vegeta. Like, who would want to be anyone? Wouldn't want to be that clown Kakarot. No, thank you.
I want to be OG Vegeta just to take it away from Brian.
Again.
You literally
just to hurt him.
about Dameon that I've noticed is Dameon's characters are just Dameon. So you literally can't, like...
It's zero acting
No,
involved.
it's like you're
It's
one of the
embarrassing.
greatest actors ever, but like go listen to
embarrassing.
Handsome Jack and that's Dameon. And the Cell, I'm like, that's Dameon.
Yeah,
And so I'm like, I can't picture you as literally anything else because I'm like, no, these characters were literally meant for you.
yeah, there's no Meryl Streep going on here at all.
Thank
I
you.
think I'm with you guys. I'm very, I'm
Yeah.
We got to play
We
very
love our
cool
characters.
roles already, so
Yeah.
I'm telling you, we lucked out.
for sure.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for your question.
Thank you.
All right, step on up. What's your name and your question?
Hello, my name is Darius.
Hey, Darius.
My question to you, for all of you, is what was your favorite line from this show?
I have a favorite episode, and it's the learning.
work?
Yeah, the learning to fly episode. I feel like, at least for my characters, that was where they really established who they were. We see Goten being silly Goten, and we realize he's also like crazy strong. And I love when he's flying around like, I'm a birdie. Videl, this is where we realize like she's superhuman. She learns how to fly. That's a really big deal. So Gohan, I'm flying is my favorite.
Brian?
You can probably guess my favorite line. Actually, I never have, for all the characters I played, there's not really favorite lines. I've played so many roles for 30 years. It's hard to pick the favorites. It's sort of like, I've always said, it's like asking someone that works at, it's like someone who works at Starbucks and they've been there for 30 years. It's like, what was your most favorite latte you made?
And they
And
can't
they'd be
answer.
like, I don't know. Like, I do my best.
That's
for
a good way of
everyone.
putting it.
I do the best I can with everyone that I make and try and make exactly what the customer wanted.
Or like a
That's what
chef.
My job is.
A chef would be like, "What's your favorite
Your
dish that you've
favorite
ever
dish
made?"
that you
yeah.
made in 30 years. It's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Wow, like, it is hard. Vegeta is one of my favorite characters I've ever played. And of course, it's over 9,000, which was created by brought forth by the fans, even though I said it. And I always say it. It's over 9,000! Yes! That's got to be one of the best ones.
You're so generous. You really are. Because people go, "Can you just scream Kamehameha at me?" I'm like, "Not today. Not tomorrow either, buddy." I lose my voice at these things. What was the favorite line? Yeah, again, I think it's a good way of putting it, like a chef or a barista or something. What's your favorite dish you've ever made? But I did like when Cell took over the TV station to announce the Cell games. I thought that was kind of fun. Hello, people of Earth.
Hello there.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, man.
All right, hey, step on up. What's your name and your question?
My name is Noah, and my question is, do any of y'all think you can beat LeBron in his prime?
That's a good
You're
question.
such a legend.
Legendary question. No chance.
That just went to number one on my favorite
Like
list
ever.
of questions.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that might be.
The one before that was, how you gonna let Gohan do you like that? I thought that was pretty funny. But that, my friend,
Sorry, man, but no.
No.
Could never beat
Jordan,
LeBron
though?
in his
No
prime.
problem.
Yeah. Yeah, no, couldn't do it.
oh, no problem.
Fantastic question.
Thank
You're a legend, dude.
Yeah.
All right.
Thanks.
Hey, step on up. What's your name and your question? Yeah, if
Yeah,
you squeeze
tilt
the
it
neck,
down.
squeeze the neck of the mic stand instead of grabbing the mic. If you squeeze the neck right there, squeeze it. There you go. Perfect. Hi.
Hi,
What's your name?
Karma.
What's your question, Karma?
Can y'all talk in your character voice,
Sure.
Okay.
What's the magic word?
please?
Okay.
So I already did the Gohan and flying, but my second favorite line from Videl is when we see her vulnerability for the first time, and she says, "So you like short hair on girls, Gohan?" And I am, for the reasons that Dameon stated, I'm gonna limit my Goten because that does hurt, and I'm starting a new show this week. So.
Yeah, that is some of the things we always run into, as Damien said, on the weekends. During the week, we're working on other shows, and on the weekends, not all weekends, but some we can come to a convention. So sometimes we limit the screaming, but I won't do too many more. It's over 9,000s. But whenever I have the opportunity, as the Saiyan Prince, to say Kakarot is a clown, I love it.
Check out my perfect form. It's perfect.
Nice. Great question. Thank you so much. All right, hi, welcome. What's your name and what's your question?
Hi!
Hello.
I have a question for Dameon Clarke. And first of all, it's nice to see you again.
Oh, yeah, I remember you. How are you?
My name is Daly.
I
and
remember.
What was your experience like playing Cell?
It was perfect. I figured that might land. It was great. Yeah, I remember we were talking about this at the table.
Yes.
Yeah, honestly, it's not just like the Cell so much. It's just being a part of Dragon Ball Z. It's just an incredible gift, and it's a real honor. I think for most of us would agree to be able to work on it. Yeah, and it's a show that has touched a lot of people, and that to me is quite special. But aside from that, Cell was just a lot of fun to play. I like arrogant,
Cell's been a favorite
cocky.
character.
Like it's you.
Yeah, it's me.
It's great.
Any opportunity,
I'm so
Dameon has to
arrogant.
touch a lot of people.
Like I'm never gonna forget the first time I was hearing Handsome Jack, and I was like, no, that's
just
like
you.
literally.
Yeah, he's cheating. That's not acting.
Well, I watched a session with you one time many, many years ago, and Dameon like never follows a script. And so they actually had to hire someone to come in and rewrite the scripts like to time because he was just plowing through these lines and not saying anything that was on the screen. And so they were like in real time rewriting the whole script because Dameon was just being Dameon.
Well, that was partly because Anthony Birch didn't write that. So it was like after Borderlands 2, which was Anthony Birch, which is just like David Mamet to me. I love his writing. They didn't hire Anthony. And so what they ended up doing was give me the Handsome Jack thing you do. And so, yeah, a lot of it was that, right?
I don't
and
know.
so I'm
I
like,
just
this
was
line
like,
sucks, this line, because Anthony didn't write it. That was pretty much why that was happening, because I'm not that unruly.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Daly. All right, these are going to be our final two questions here.
final
Hi,
two.
what's your name and your question?
My name's Kagan, and I would like to know, out of all the characters and the versions of the show, what's your favorite transformations?
Well, I only did all of Dragon Ball Z, so I won't be able to speak to any Super. I played copy of Vegeta in Super, so I won't be able to speak to Super or Daima or any of those. But in Dragon Ball Z, my favorite by far is Majin Vegeta. He's just badass. I love that version of Vegeta, and I have a ball cap and a shirt. It's my favorite version for sure.
Well, I mean, easily, hands down, my favorite transformation is really just any of the Kardashians. I think they all have done a really, really great job with
Transforming.
all of their transformations. You got to agree, right?
Great answer.
Just top
good
shelf.
answer.
Yeah. First version to second version. No, for South, sorry. Go
I
ahead.
mean, obviously, when Goten and Trunks become Gotenks, but my favorite, I don't know if this is the right answer or not, but when Gotenks becomes Super Saiyan for the very first time, he pulls out a mirror and he looks at him as Super Saiyan 3. He looks at himself and he says, "Man, I rock." And that was my favorite. Hands down, Laura Bailey actually ad-libbed that, and it was really funny. I was like,
I would have gone with the Silence of the Lambs there. You remember when he's putting the lipstick on?
Oh, my goodness.
I would have gone for that.
Next question. Thank you so much. This is our final question of
Final
the panel.
question.
Hi.
Just kidding, I'm kidding.
Hi, my name is Colin, and
Colin.
hi. I have a question for y'all. It's not really about Dragon Ball, but I guess more of a personal thing for y'all. What would you say would be a personal favorite character of y'all's that no one really talked about? I know what yours is, but
Yeah, we did talk about that.
Kara's really
Yeah.
eager about this.
yeah,
Pinky.
we'll do it.
Pinky from Hello Kitty Superstyle. I did a show a few years ago, a couple years ago, Hello Kitty Superstyle, and it's the most proud I've ever been of a show, most proud I've ever been of. I voiced two characters, Pinky and Zing. My favorite recording experience, my favorite director, my favorite everything. And then they used the show to try to sell a new streaming service. So none of you have ever seen it.
The
And it's
critics,
the
though,
best
did
thing I've
not
ever been a
like
part
that.
of.
Though. They were hard on you, the critics, for that role. They did not care for what you did.
Nobody saw it.
The critics saw it.
Yeah.
And that's why no one else saw it. Because Rotten Tomatoes got a hold of it, and they're
Oh
like,
my God, we're out of time. But it is the one that I hope that the contract comes up.
Hey,
and
now
then
you've
they
teased
make
us
it
with something we
available.
all want to see that we never get to
Literally,
see.
it is starting to show up on YouTube, and I do believe there will come a point that it is more widely acceptable or accessible and acceptable. And but you can see it on Amazon Kids Plus, and it's called Hello Kitty Superstyle. And I'm not joking; it is the best thing I've ever been a part of.
No, you, what?
not according to Roger Ebert. What was the question?
I believe it was, what was your favorite character that people may not know
May
about?
not know really
Yeah.
much about, but you loved doing it.
Can you take this right now? I got to think.
You knew mine before, but for everyone who else who didn't, my favorite X-Men in the comic books as a kid when I grew up was Wolverine. When I got to play him in 5 movies as an adult, when your agent calls and says, yes, Brian, you booked Wolverine, I was on cloud 9. I was screaming like a little girl at a My Little Pony party. I couldn't have been happier. I was really excited about that, just crazy excited.
Scanner Darkly was a movie that Richard Linklater did with...
Scanner Darkly?
Yeah, with a Philip K. Dick novel. It had all the makings of a movie that was going to be great. Yeah, did a lead in that.
No, I gotta go watch it.
So...
I don't remember you.
Yeah, it's shot in Austin.
Roger Ebert didn't like it.
He did not care for it, or me in that role at all. But so then the studio had switched halfway through like advertising this thing or doing the marketing for it, and it just went nowhere.
Because the critics hated it.
Nowhere. Well, it was confusing as hell because it was a Philip K. Dick novel. It's a dude that
It's
did Blade
wild.
Runner
I
and
remember
stuff.
it, but
It's a hard movie to follow. So that's probably a part of it too. But it was all rotoscope too, so it was kind of that. Linklater did another rotoscoped movie before that. I can't remember the name of it, but yeah, it just went freaking nowhere, and it was a great movie.
I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna dig it up now.
I'm gonna find it.
Thanks for the question. That's always a good one.
thank
Woody
you for
Harrelson's
watching.
in it. Keanu Reeves, Robert Downey Jr. It's got a killer cast.
I
Great
know
cast.
I've seen this.
Yeah.
I must have hated it, but
I just don't think you could understand
Glad
it,
you like
Kara.
it.
Well, everyone, thank
There's
you so
nothing
much for
behind
your
those blue
questions.
eyes of yours.
If you have more questions, please visit them. Are you guys here for the rest of the day?
Yeah, we're here for a couple
Thanks,
more
guys.
hours at our
Go say
tables.
hi one more time. The
Thanks
cast
so
of
much,
Dragon Ball
everybody.
Z, Dameon Clarke,
Thanks,
Brian
guys.
Drummond, and Kara Edwards. Thanks, everybody. Let's take a stage selfie. Come up to the stage, everyone. Get close. We're gonna